Hey everybody, welcome back to Easel Does It Studio Paintings. So I know I started putting things and then I backed off. I was trying to get it all on my other channel because I have another channel that's just Easel Does It Studio where I do, the bulk of it was resin. But I have developed a severe reaction to the resin. And everybody on that channel isn't really into paintings, so I'm going to start building this channel. So I'm going to need your help. If you guys could share it, like it, leave a comment, that would help me tremendously. And when we get to 1,000 subscribers, I will do a giveaway of one of my paintings. So yeah, let's get this channel right up there. So today I've changed my mind 3 times. So I'm going to do like a reddish sunset, similar to the yellow and black one that I did a couple videos back. But I'm going to add a waterfall into this, try to. So I've never attempted this, what I'm going to be doing, so you're just going to have to bear with me. It could be a flop, who knows. So I'm going to turn you back to the canvas so you can watch what I'm doing, and I will try to explain as I go along what I'm doing. So I'm working on getting a better angle where I'm not having to reach in front of the camera. I put my paints on this side, and I do have my paint thinner over here, but I'm going to move it behind me so that I'm not, getting my arm in the way. My brushes and stuff are over here, but we're just we'll see where this goes. All right, so I am going to, so what I have on my palette so far is, hang on here and I'll show you. So I use mainly Windsor Newton paints. I do use some of the Gamblin 1980. These are the 2 that I like the best. I do have a few Bob Ross colors, but yeah, it's mainly the Windsor Newton and Windsor Newton and the Gamblin 1980. Those are my 2 favorites. So what I have got on my disgusting palette here is I've got titanium white down here. I've got burnt umber, lamp black, Prussian blue, phthalo blue, sap green, alizarin crimson, phthalo green, and bright red. So those are my colors, and we're just gonna see what we can create. And now I'm thinking, because I changed what I'm going to be painting, I think I'm going to do it in the portrait mode today. Most of the ones I do are in landscape, but because of the way that I'm going to paint it, I think it's going to work better this way. So let's give it a try. Who knows, right? So all I've done is I painted my palette with black gesso, which is just a black acrylic paint, let it dry, and then I put a coat of the liquid clear, the Bob Ross liquid clear, on my canvas. That's all I've done. So right now I'm going to take my 2-inch brush, and we're going to take some alizarin crimson, and we're going to cover the majority of this canvas. So I want my waterfall coming down here. I want my bright sun coming from this way. I do want to have like a dark area in the back, and then we'll have like different things down here. So I definitely need to get this alizarin crimson on the top half. And, all right, so I'll bring this down just a little bit so I can maybe brighten that area some. And then we're going to, I do want to have some darkness in here. I'm just going to bring this down. I'm going to use less paint in here. I want to leave this without anything for right now, just because I'm not really sure where I'm going with it. And let's see, we'll start bringing that red, that alizarin crimson over this way, because I do want to have some water down here, and whatever's on my brush is what's going down here. I'm not picking up any, like right in through here, it's a little bit heavier with the color than up in here, and it's definitely thicker up at the top. All right, so I'm going to take my 2-inch brush and let me think here. Let me grab a little bit of Indian yellow. All right, I'm just gonna because, like I said, I want like the sun coming through this way. So we will see what we get for a color. So I'm just going to add some of that yellow over the top. It's not going to show right yet, so just hang on. All right, I'm going to pick up, before I get too much of the red in, I want to try to get this bright area. All right, so this is just white. I wiped my brush. I didn't wash it. I just wiped it. I just want this corner to be a little brighter than the rest of the sky. And I know right now it's a glare. I'm working on trying to get better angles, guys. If I put it like that, that seems to help a little bit. We'll try that. I'll just have to sit sideways. All right, I'm going to take my other 2-inch brush now, and I'm just going to pick up some red, just plain red. And I'm just going to dance some of that red in into the sky. So I'm making it better for you, but it's making it worse for me. So hang on, I gotta just... All right, and just gonna bring this down just a little bit more. And I'm going to add just a little bit of the Indian yellow. And I'm just going to add some of that through here. All right, and then I definitely want I don't know how far down I'm going to come with my sky, but I know that I want some of that brightness down here. So let's just kind of I'm just, whatever's on my brush, I'm just going to pick up some more red. You know, sometimes I have something in my head and I try to get it on the canvas and it doesn't do what I want it to do. Or I can't execute it the way that I want to. All right, so then down here, I definitely know this is going to be a brighter area. So I'm just going to take some of that red. And like I said, I don't know what I'm doing on this side yet, so I just want to make sure that I have some of that red in there as well. All right, so I'm going to go back to this brush. We're going to get some more of that Indian yellow, and I'm going to run some of this through this area. And let's see. All right. So let me clean this brush. And I'm going to pick up my small fan brush because I don't want too much of this getting too bright too quickly. So I'm just going to pick up just a little bit of that white, and we're going to just start in here. And then I will, with what's left on my brush, pick up a little bit more. And then I'm going to blend this all out. And I'm just basically spinning. And that way it just kind of makes more like organic movement in the sky. And I do want to have a little bit more lightness up in here, kind of coming through. That's a bit bright, but and we're just going to wipe that down. And I can blend that. All right, I'm just going to wipe this, pick up a little bit more of the white, and we're just going to continue down through. And then with whatever we put on this side, it will have that sky movement behind it. If I even put anything, we'll see. And then we're gonna just bring some, because this is gonna be our brightest area down in here. All right, so let me take my clean 2-inch brush and we're gonna go start in this light area, and I just want to blend that down. So I'm just kind of moving the paint, just kind of getting so that everything is kind of blurred and blended, and it just gives that movement in the sky. And we're going to pull this down much firmer, and then we're going to just lightly go over the other way. Now it looks like that sun is just dancing on there. But we're gonna put rocks, and we're gonna have some light coming down this way, and you know, we'll maybe have some bushes coming up and from the water. So I'm not sure yet. I do want to go in with this sun area and add some more. I want to and I'm just gonna maybe at the end I'll do like some clouds or scallops or something. We'll see how it looks. All right, let me get my knife, and we're gonna make a like a dark rock color. So I'm gonna just pick up some brown, some black, some Prussian blue, some alizarin crimson, and some sap green. So we're just making a dark color that's not just black. All right. So I am gonna, because I want my, wait a minute, before I do my rock, let me get a background going here. I want to do, we're going to take that same black dot color that I just made, and I'm going to, we're going to put a horizon line because we need a source like where our water is going to be coming from. Let's see, let's do right about here. I'm just gonna flick up. So this will probably end up being water again, and there'll probably be like another ledge here, is kind of the way I'm thinking going this far here. All right, so let's just get just a few little just a few somethings going on in here. Let's see. We're just gonna make something here, some sort of a mountain or whatever, because our rocks and stuff are going to come in here, but I needed like a source for my mountains. All right, well, my rock, I should say. So let's and again, this is just a dark color. Some sort of like a ledge at the top. But I don't want it to be like perfectly flat across. And then we're just gonna drag this black-ish color down through. All right, let me take a brush and we're gonna just pull that down. I'm just gonna pull this over. A little bit of shadow coming down. All right. So now let me take this brush here and we're gonna let me pull this so we can turn this into water. I'm gonna wipe my brush and then we're gonna pull it so that we have like a little bit of a water source here. And then I'm just mixing red, Indian yellow with a little bit of white. Just want to have a little bit of, a little bit more lightness in that water. Now, which brush do I want to use? Let me, I'm going to try this brush here. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of Prussian blue and white on my brush. And let's see, we're going to start so I'm going with a dark color until I can see, okay, yes, that is like where I want my like waterfalls coming. Because if I don't like it, then I can just blend it back in. I don't know if you can see it, but I can actually see where that is at. And then, let's see, we'll just have a little bit coming out here. And that can be like a bush or a rock or something coming out there. All right, so now I'm gonna pick up a little bit more white and okay, so that is looking kind of good. So now I've got to get some ledges in through this so that I can start building, you know, some different areas in there. So I'm going to mix some white into that darkish color, and I'm going to add a little bit more Prussian blue to it. So it's going to be like a blue-gray. All right, so we're going to have like a little bit of a ledge in here. And I'm going to put one in here. All right, so that's like a good start. Let me get some like sunset color mixed up. And a little bit more alizarin crimson. And let's do a little cad yellow so we can brighten that a little bit. All right. So we know this top here, would definitely be having some of that sunset color on the top. And a little bit in there. And let's see, a little bit in through here. All right, I'm gonna go back and we're gonna pick up our, like our waterfall kind of color. And let's bring that down like this over that. And over here. And maybe a little bit coming over this way. All right, so then I'm just gonna have to put something up through here a little bit. I'm gonna go back with my knife and we're gonna just put a little bit more dark right up in here. And a little bit more. Right in there. All right, I'm going to use some just black here for a minute, because I want to get a little bit more definition and in between some of these I'm not liking that. All right, now just pick up a little bit more of that light color and just barely touch that in there. Okay, so that, and then we're gonna brighten those waterfalls here in a minute, and we're gonna put some sunset color on them. But I think for now that will work. Let's see. So let's put some sort of bushy somethings at the top here. All right. And I'm going to take some red and yellow And we're just going to all right, might have to fix that. Not liking that. Not liking that too much. All right, so I'm just gonna wipe some of this off. And that's the one good thing with oil paints. I am going to take, I'm going to take a 2-inch brush, and we're going to go into that dark color and some sap green. And I'm just going to change what that bush looked like. There we go. Okay. Now I'm just going to pick up some yellow and some red. And let me see if that's gonna show. So I'm just gonna thin some of that yellow and red down just a little bit here. And now I've just made a messy color. Hang on, I put too much. All right, so let's get some red and some more yellow. And let's just so that's not too bad right there. And I do want to just put a little bit of something right there. Okay. So if I just pick up red, let me see what will happen if I do some little bushes over here. Oh, that looks good. That's what I should have done over here, is made that red. Let me see if I can add some. There. Now it just has a little bit more of that sunset color in it. And let's see. All right, let's work on this waterfall. Let's get this kind of brightened up a little bit. So I'm going to take just some white, and let's try the phthalo blue, because that's a lighter blue. Just to give it a little bit more of a blue. Oh yeah, that looks better. Wipe that off and pick up some more.
It's raining.
Oh, it's raining already, yeah. Yeah. And let's see, we're just gonna do just something like that. And I'm gonna take, I need a little fluffy brush. Maybe this one will work. And I just gonna add some more white in there. And I'm gonna go back and we're gonna pull some of that waterfall out. I'm not liking this at all. So let's see. I'm just gonna and we're gonna just take our knife and we're gonna put some more rock in there. All right, I'm not liking any of this. So we're just gonna scrape this down. All right. Just gonna go in with some black and some brown. And liking any of it. So we're gonna change it. And we're gonna put a little rock here. All right, so I'm gonna pick up some white. I'm gonna make it a gray. Let's see. I'm just picking up black because I want these to be like little ledges. All right, that's a little better. So I'm gonna take some red and yellow. I'm just gonna change the way the waterfall's gonna go. So we want because that brightness would be touching some of these, like these little landings. And it would definitely be on this all right. So, change of plan. I'm going to make the waterfall coming here. I'm going to put like another rock. So I'm just going to mix up some more of that dark color. And we are going to was trying to keep this under an hour, guys. I'm sorry. You know, it's when you try something for the first time, you don't kind of know what's gonna work and what is not. So you just gotta go with it. All right, I'm just gonna scrape some of that off because we don't need a ton of all right, now we're gonna take that same colors, and I mixed a little bit of white and Prussian blue, and we are going to just kind of get you know, because this would be pretty much shadowed on this side, minus that top ledge. And I'm just gonna put some of that blue into this rock. Just so that they are cohesive. And who knows, this one might be one of those paintings where I scrape everything off and start over. All right. Wipe my, look at my hands, I'm disgusting. All right, so now we need some more of that sunset color. Go on here. And might be picking up a little bit there. And I like this color better than this, so we're just going to fix this color. Put these brushes down. Wipe my knife and just gonna scrape some of that orange off. I'm not liking it. It needs to be more red. And all right. It's the only thing when you're doing these, you know, really brilliant colored paintings, you have to get the color mixture right, or it's not going to look right. There we go. That looks much better. Okay, much better. Okay, now wipe my hands, and I should have brought something to drink down, but I didn't. So let's clean this. Which brush do I want to use? Let me clean my angled brush here. And I'm going to try something. I'm just going to go in with the red and see if how that is. And if I just pick up the yellow and we highlight it like that, maybe. Now I'll take just a smidge of white. And let me take a little filbert brush and let's see if we can put like a couple rocks right in there. This one's really challenging me, guys. red, yellow, and white. Back to the knife, get some dark color. All right, that's looking better. That is looking better. Let's pull some of that dark. And then we will all right, now let's clean our knife and we'll put some little water lines in. All right. And it wouldn't, this is not really a big waterfall, so it wouldn't have a ton of movement in it, but, you know, it would still have some. And let me just kind of, okay. And just put some little and just kind of little something in there. Now, let's see. I'm going to take just some red and we're going to make let's see. We're going to put a few bushes, something here. And I'm going to take the red and alizarin crimson. So it's going to be like a darker red. Oh. All right, so we've got that. And let's see. Something coming out over here just to give a little something. And something there. All right, I'm gonna clean this fan brush. We're gonna put some red spray down there instead of there. And then we'll just hit it with there. That looks much better. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. And take my filbert brush again, and we're gonna put some black on one side and that sunset color on the other, and try this again. There, that looks a little bit better. Just some little rocks. Okay, now we'll take a liner brush and I'll make some little squigglies and we should have a finished painting, guys. Wet my liner brush and we're gonna go right into the black. And I'm just thinning it down with some paint thinner. And not liking that. I have to fix that. I can't leave it. I have to fix it. Where's my knife? And see here what I'm doing. And put some more red in. Blend that. And get some more red. All right. So I'm going to put some red and alizarin crimson. And that way we can make that a dark red. Here's my cover. So I'm just going to pick them both up on my brush at the same time. Run them through the same way so that all the paint is there. And then we are just going to and let's try to get some and let's see. Yeah, so at least, I mean, they show. All right. Just trying to add a little something. Little brightness, darkness, there we go. Alrighty guys, I am gonna call this one done. Now, which color am I gonna sign my name with here? I think we're gonna use just red. And I'll show you here, I'll put it up in a minute and show you. And let's see. So I sign it with the 3 initials to my last name on the front, and then I sign my full name on the back, and I will name this painting. I don't know what we're gonna call it yet, so if you guys have any suggestions, put it in the comments, and we will see. So, let me move my palette back here so I can. So this is the finished painting. I love these red sunsets, but it's getting that contrast so that they show up. And I knew I wanted a waterfall, and I wasn't pulling it off the way I had it planned in my brain. So we just pivoted. Alrighty, guys, that does it for this video. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.